Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the AJ's broadcast of the 21st LG Cup Finals. I'm your host this evening, Badit Baduk, and I am joined by the one and only Stephanie Yin, 1-Dan Professional. Tonight we are going to be watching Zhou Ruiyang, 9-Dan Professional versus Yifei, 9-Dan Professional. And this is the second game of the series, with Yifei surprisingly winning the first game. Anyway, how's it going, Stephanie? You
I'm
excited?
doing pretty good. Yes, how are you?
I am awesome. I love Comment and Go, especially this super high level stuff. And I
Yes.
think Zhou Ruiyang is so interesting to watch too, because as I understand it, he didn't ever go to like a professional school or anything like that. He was has a lot of self taught knowledge.
You mean Zhou Ruiyang?
Yeah, Zhou Ruiyang.
I think so when he was young, but after when he gets stronger and stronger, he went to a New Whipping New Whipping school.
Oh, okay. I see.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we
remember
actually
reading a little bit
graduated
about him.
from the same school.
Oh yeah, nice. Okay. Well, what do you think? Do we want to take a look at the current game status a little bit, or do you want to
Sure.
go over the opening? Or
Let's just take a look about the current game, and then we're gonna jump to the opening.
sounds good. So,
Okay,
what are we
so
thinking?
So now I think it's a pretty even game, and both players just finished the fight in the middle, and
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna take a look later.
Okay.
So it seems like both players are starting to play the end games now because there's no fight, there's no life and death situations. So we will see what's gonna happen. So let's start from the opening.
Sounds good. Yeah, it
Okay.
seems like we came in at a good time. The fight just concluded.
Right. Okay, and I think both players are very good at end games.
Oh, so this will be a very precise, long end game.
Yeah,
Well, and plus I
very.
think they have a lot of time left because think the game started 3 hours ago, and they have 3 hours of main time. So
Mhm.
seems
Right.
like they've got about 3 hours left before they even hit Byoyomi.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. So, are you ready to start?
Oh yeah, let's see it.
All right. So, Joreon is playing black, and Dang Yifei is playing white. Okay. This is a very common opening for professionals nowadays, and a large knight's move. Okay. All right. So approach move, knight's move. Are you familiar with this on opening?
A little. I've dabbled with this, and I've seen a few pro games with it, and I've also I think I've seen this large knights enclosure a little bit more common recently.
Yeah, since AlphaGo played like a bigger move. What I heard from my pro friends, they said that AlphaGo never play a one space jump or a small knight's move to enclose the corner. Have you heard
AlphaGo
about
just I haven't heard about it, but I've kind of seen it in a lot of the master games. Seems like AlphaGo
that?
has decided that it's worth going for the two extra points.
Yeah, because yeah, exactly. AlphaGo thinks the 7.5 column is too big. So he has to make, or she, or he, I don't know, he has to make the black more efficient in an efficient way.
Hmm.
So that's why he thinks on larger move is better than the solid but slow move.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
And so this sort of play by White to me sort of looks like something that I had seen when I studied the orthodox the normal knight's move.
Yeah, this is a very normal opening. So now black actually have two options. The normal Joseki doesn't look very good for black is because for this corner on black likes to expand the territory on that side, on this side basically.
Mm-hmm.
So black doesn't want gave a lot of more stones for white to play on this side. So black will choose to play pincer move or attachment move. in order to help black to build more territory on the side.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That way you're developing from your corner enclosure, right?
Right. So let's see. The most common Joseki is this one. This is a very common Joseki. And then white will play one more move on the bottom left corner to do the ladder breaker. And then black will fix the ladder. And so this is a temperate settled Joseki. So most of professional thinks this is better for black because the wall, the outside is very strong and very wide because black covered the whole side, entire corner. So black not only can expand on the bottom right corner, but also can expand upside. I mean here, upper side.
Oh, okay. So that wall is very useful for the whole board.
Right. So both sides. Okay, so this is the one option for black. And there's another option is attachment move. So for example, black plays the normal Joseki and then okay, so most of professionals think this is also better for black too, because on the corner white is not 100% alive yet.
Really?
Because, yes. Normally people will play this exchange move before play 2 space extension. But after you play this exchange move, then the corner is already alive.
Okay.
But the key point here is black want to save this exchange move for the following moves here in the later game. And then the corner actually is not 100% alive yet.
Oh, wow. Okay. So
Yes.
if it ends up getting surrounded, it's better not to have made the corner completely alive right away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And some of the players worried about the knight move over here, but actually you don't have to because you will get cut anyway. So actually white cannot play that small knight move on the second line.
So what happens when black cuts here, there's no way for white to respond?
It's very hard for white to respond because normally white wishes a target that stone to kill that stone, but there's a cut on the top, right? And the top group will be cut off. But if white wants to fix the cut on the top, he has to play the empty triangle. And then first this is the sente move, and then the shape looks very, very bad for white.
Oh, okay, I see. So there's even if white plays this Kama, his group is still pretty solid there.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
So black actually can save that exchange move for later to attack white. So that's why this variation is not very, white will not very satisfied with this variation. So what's going to happen? So it seems that like every variation is better for black, right?
Right.
So how can white respond then? What do you think?
Oh no, you put me on the spot. So I've also seen where white Hane's underneath, but that sort of ends up being pretty similar, right, to the other ones?
Yeah,
Black ends up getting the wall on the outside.
Right, so it's pretty much a very similar situation. So in this case, I think black is better, is because the purpose of this variation is about this Joseki is surround outside and expand the moyo in the center. Mm-hmm.
So if that one's not good, I feel like
And
I've seen after black extends here along the side. I've
mhm,
also seen white play like a Nobi, like down towards the edge of the board. So like S14. I've seen this,
mhm.
but I don't really know it very well. I don't know if this is right in this situation or not.
I think this is pretty much similar than this one. And I mean, previous one we have talked about.
Mm-hmm.
The entire group is not that strong yet. So when you play S14, it's very similar for for white because the entire group is not strong yet. And also, white black can um, play here and surround the outside as well.
Oh, that looks pretty good for black too.
Mhm.
We had a guess from the chat. What about
Mhm.
connecting at Q14 for
Okay,
white?
that's actually the question that I was going to ask you. Have you have you seen this Joseki before?
I think so, but I don't really remember much of it. I've never used it myself, so I haven't really memorized it.
Okay, this one is going to be very complicated one, but let's look at the more like simple one, Joseki here. So
Okay.
this is a more common Joseki for both black and white. And then I think, and also according to a lot of professionals, they think black is better because black get two sides, and white only
Hmm.
gets on a few points. It's strong, but is very small. The territory is very small.
Oh, okay.
Especially black has a large knight move here, so black is more efficient.
Oh, I see. So having the large knights move down at 03, that makes that whole side even better.
Right.
Okay.
So then the questions comes back again. So how can white respond?
Well,
Hmm.
what about jumping further? What about an even more complicated variation? What about instead
Uh,
of Q11, what about Q10?
okay, Q10, right. So that's the super complicated Joseki in this opening. But I don't think we will have time to cover every single variations.
Oh,
Probably it
okay.
will take
Fair
us too
enough.
long. Right. But actually white has another choice to avoid this complicated Joseki.
Oh, that sounds like good news. How do you avoid it?
Mhm. Okay, so when black pincers here, in white will extend it down instead of a block there, and then black will push and cover or surround here, and then white will play a knight's move, and then this is the following moves. So comparing this variation and that one we did before.
Hmm.
This one is much, I mean, for black, this one is much better than the one we just did because the outside is more solid and stronger.
Okay, so there's just like a little bit more potential for white to cause problems later with the
Mhm,
other, with the newer version of this
mhm.
Joseki.
Right. So, so if black choose to play attachment move, I guess white doesn't have any choice. So white has to play the very complicated Joseki. But I think nowadays people like to play more simple Josekis.
Okay.
Yeah, so they like to focus on the middle game better. So you will see this move more than attachment move. But responding of that move is extending down for white. It's better than just a block.
Well, that's
Uh,
pretty fancy. I've not seen that before. This is a new development?
I think so. Yes. So because after this variation, not only black is not 100% the surround white. There's some like monkey jump on the first line for end games, but also there's a weakness here for the later game.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Any
Cool.
questions?
I don't have any. Doesn't look like the chat has any yet. So.
Okay, so actual game, Black Tanuki. Black
Oh,
actually
of course.
any. Okay. All right, and then white takes corner, very obviously, because like, when we play Go, it's like, this is a kind of mentality, or what should I say this? Like mentality strategy, like when your opponent wants you to do something and you just show them, no, I don't want to do it.
So like fighting spirit.
Yeah, so like for example, in this case, black wants white to respond that move and then see how white respond, and then black will play some moves different, and then white says, no, I don't want to follow your plan, so then I just tanuki it again. So when I was a little, and my teacher always told us, like, when you don't know how to choose Joseki, and you just tanuki.
That seems like good advice. Just worry about the other corners.
Yeah, just worry about other corners. Okay. But also it depends, because for example, if you start a Joseki already, no, then you cannot stop. So before you start any Joseki, you can't tanuki. But
Okay.
after you started anyone, you have to follow that Joseki.
Unless you know the right timing, because at the top right they started a Joseki and then they just said, well, we'll figure that out later.
Yeah. Okay. So, and then black tanukis again, because the normal one is to protect those two stones, right?
Okay.
Okay, and also I don't know if you have heard about Zhou Ruiyang's nickname before.
I don't think I have.
Okay, so a lot of people call him Alpha Yang. It's because his style is pretty much like AlphaGo.
Oh, okay. So he's been watching the Master Games too, then, huh?
Yeah. Okay. All right. So his style is very free. Like he likes to do something here and then suddenly just change to the other side. See, like he approached and then tanuki again, and then jump. So the normal move for people is just to extend it back and to connect the two groups, right? But I think he wants to maximize the efficiency for a black group on the top. So that's why he chose to play one space jump and giving more pressure on the corner white.
I see.
Okay. All right, so this is a necessary move, especially when black already played very large move here. So I think the evasion move, and also this is an attacking move, it's very necessary. Okay, and the cap. Okay. All right. So I have a question for you.
Oh, good.
Okay, so this is just a basic Go theory. So when we are attacking, or when we attack our opponent's group, there are always two methods to attack. Do you know where the two methods are?
The two methods for attack?
Yeah.
So if I had to guess, if there's only two, I'd probably say surrounding being one, or removing the eyes. Like removing the eyes and chasing being the other.
Right. That's right. Good. But do you know where should you surround and no, I mean not where. When should you surround and when should you destroy the eyes?
Oh, well, I have no idea. I think I get that wrong in pretty much every game.
Okay. So I think my understanding is here. So this is a pretty still in the opening, right? So in the opening, surrounding your opponent's group inside is always better than destroying the eyes.
Okay.
Unless you are sure you're going to kill that group.
Okay, because you don't know what profit you're going to get if the group's just running around on the empty board?
Is because the outside in the opening is always better. It's always bigger than the inside because you cannot see the actual profit you're going to get if you just play all of your stones inside. But you will see if you surround the outside, you will see the influence and the potentials more easily.
Oh, I see. Yeah, one of the folks in chat is saying something along that he's said surround when the influence is important, remove eyes when the influence isn't as important.
So normally when during the end game, mid game or between mid game and end game, destroying the eyes is better. Is because the outside you will have more stones outside, so the value of outside is not that big anymore.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay, cool. And then another question.
Uh-oh, pop quiz.
Okay, so when you're trying to surround your opponent's group, there are also two methods to attack. Do you know?
No.
No.
I don't know if I ever learned two methods for surrounding groups. Pretty much always just plot stones on the outside of it.
Okay, so but from today you will know. The first one
great.
is a cap. This move is a cap. And another one is called the enclose move. Have you heard of it? Enclose move. They're pretty much similar, but they're a little different. Do you know what's the difference
between like a cap and an enclosure move?
Yeah.
So a cap, typically I think of a cap when the group still has some like place to run. And then the enclosure that's closing off the last hole.
Yes.
Okay.
Good. That's the only difference. So cap is like you're not 100% sure you're going to enclose or surround the group. But enclosure move is like 100% surround. So when you have two choices between cap and enclose, so we should always choose to play enclosure move.
Okay.
And the cap move is always one space further from your opponent group. So this is the difference between cap and enclose.
Okay. So first black start. This is a cap then, because there's still room to run.
Yeah, because some people are confused about cap and enclose. So actually they're similar but different. A little different. So basically enclosure move is more aggressive and stronger to attack for attacking. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's continue here. All right. So
this is like the first real kind of fight in the game.
So it's very complicated, I think now, because black has two weak groups and white also have two weak groups. So there are 4 groups now fighting together. And then, okay. And then black decided to settle one of the group and then connect underneath. I think those 2 moves are pretty good. I like them because they're very strong and solid. And now it's white group there is like floating on the water, something like that. And there's no base and eye shapes.
Right, and the corner still is not super strong.
Right. Okay, so now white has to take care of the left group. But I think after black peep here, the shade doesn't look very good for white because white has to make an empty triangle here. So I was actually, when I was looking at this game earlier, I thought this move should be better because after white plays here, the corner is already alive.
Okay.
And then it doesn't have to run or escape anymore. So if I were white, I would probably choose to play here.
Okay.
Okay.
So settle right away rather than stay.
Yeah, because black already connected on the top anyway, so there's no point for white to run out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Because white cannot attack anymore. Okay, and then peep, push, and then jump. Okay. And this is okay, this is good.
Yeah, so I had a bit of a question. Why did Black not do the peep at F13 earlier?
F13
Why not?
here?
Yeah.
No,
Can
but
you
I don't
not you
think
can't do this peep right away?
I think black is worried about this move, I think. Before white connects, white can take some benefit over here and make black shape bad. And then
Oh. Oh, I see. Oh, so there's like really bad Aji there.
but if black doesn't push there, just extend it here, I think this is not good for black as well because white will play here. Then the shape looks better for white.
Oh, okay. So
So
Black
black
never
has
really
to
has a
push.
chance to do that peep.
Yeah. Okay. And then okay, this is a. I think those moves are very necessary for both players. And then jump. Okay. Okay. And then white has to here take care of the center group now. Okay. All right. Any questions so far? I think.
Well, so like about this position right now. This fight's kind of coming to an end, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
I I'm not sure. I don't know that I understand the benefit for White with all these fights, or is it just that he didn't have a choice?
Um. I think that it's pretty much even. So black doesn't have a lot of a benefit. Doesn't get not a lot of a benefit as well. Because black only has a few points on the top and a few
Okay.
points on the left. So both players are like just to settle down every group, and it seems they're ready for the end game now because the board is getting like smaller and smaller, and there's no any fights going on the board.
Yeah, so that's a criticism that I've received of my games before is when there's nothing to fight or there's no weak groups, I get really confused. So I see a position like this and I don't really know.
Where to go?
Um, yeah, well, I don't know where to go, and well, I mean, I guess just look for the big points, but I don't
Right.
know. I think like I don't really understand how like what the point of the fight was. It seems like it just ended like sort of like basically a draw, I guess.
I think yes, it's pretty much like a draw. Like both players are satisfied with settle down for now,
Mm-hmm.
and then yeah. Okay, so this is a big move. This is a very big move for black, and also for white, but especially for black because not only black takes the corner, but also black fixed the invasion move on the left. If black doesn't play here, there's some Aji, for example. There's still Aji here because there's cut.
Oh, that looks real dangerous.
Yeah, since white is already settled, so the weakness for black is coming up.
So
So
that's why Black went there right away. That's like the most
right,
urgent to protect against that weakness.
right. Okay, and then I think the right side is the biggest move for now, and then white took it. Hmm.
So I was curious about this M9 move as well.
Mhm.
Why there as opposed to just playing on the side right away?
Actually, I was questioning about that move too. If I were black, I would just take the right side because it looks bigger than to me than the left one. Hmm.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
think
is there like some fighting that
I
black
think it's
is?
yeah. So I think a black is still waiting for attack the left group because after black has one stone on the side
Mm-hmm.
here, and then if white tanukis and blacks just take the corner and the entire group doesn't have any eye shapes. So that move on the K4 not only just for the territory but also for the purpose of attacking for the later.
I see.
Mhm.
So, yeah, because I was wondering if there was maybe a cut for those center five black stones. Like maybe if those got cut off, maybe it would be dangerous. Like white could play K8 in Sente or something.
Mm, I think the five stones in the center are already connected. It's already connected. White cannot. I don't think white will be able to cut. For example, if white goes here, uh, white group actually is not that strong yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If white cuts here right away, there's a Atari move here.
Oh,
So,
wow. Okay.
mhm. And then I don't think those two moves are working. It's pretty much the same.
Same.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I think this move for black is just trying to attack.
Oh, okay. So we're
Yeah.
just just stay focused on the left weakness.
Hmm. Okay. And then black takes the corner and white takes the side. It looks very big. I mean, the territory on the side.
For white, you mean?
Yeah, for white.
Yeah.
See, and then this is very good move. Okay, so this move and the move in the corner pretty much are like a Mia moves. So if black takes the corner, and white will just extend on the side. But in this case, taking side is bigger than the corner.
Oh, right. Because that's the last place that black has potential,
Mhm.
right? So, I also can you talk a little bit about C16? Because that seems the Nobi there.
Mhm.
I, I I don't know that I fully understand why this move as opposed to any of the other more. I mean, why not like a Kema or an attachment or any other number of things? Why that one?
Okay, so I think this is the you can say the divine move in the corner for black.
Okay.
Yeah, it's because so if you play attachment move here, and then white will apparently there's a cut for white over here, right? But now it doesn't work. But after black plays here, then there's a wedging move here. So over here, right? And then it leaves a cut for white.
Oh.
But if black play either knight move or attachment move here, it doesn't threaten white. It doesn't leave any cutting point for white. And also, black ship is not that strong yet. For example, the attachment move will cost 2 cutting points for black.
Oh.
The outside stone will be in danger.
Oh, look at how dangerous that is.
Yeah, it's dead already. So
Oh.
attachment move is not going to work in that case. So then the knight move doesn't work either because there's still cutting point over here. Yeah. So it's the same.
Oh, wow. Well, that's pretty
Hmm.
fancy.
So that's why that one is the only move in the corner for black to play. Yeah. Okay.
Cool. That's very fancy.
Okay. Okay. I think it's fine. All right. Okay. So it really seems they're getting ready for the end game now. Before end game, White wants to do some take some advantage on the right. I mean, on the right side, left side.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So this is the actual game goes. Ooh. Okay. Is there anything in the center? Oh no, probably not. Just to reducing some points. Okay. Hmm. Oh, this is the game. So 98 moves. Ooh, they're getting. Wow. This is the next move. Looks very cool.
It does look cool. What?
Okay. I think this is pretty good move actually for black, because if white connects here and black will be able to jump in to the territory, then there's no
Ooh.
cut here, right?
Ooh, fancy.
Before, but before black jumps, there's a cut, so black cannot jump just there right away. So he played here. If white blocks from the other side, black actually can connect here, and then the cut's still there. Very good. Okay, and then so white has to connect because black can enter the territory anyway. I think white is in trouble now. So how can white fix the problem here? I don't know. If white Ataris and then block, there's a cut here, right?
Yeah, that seems like there's a cut there.
Yes, I think so.
And then isn't there also a cut in the center? I mean, that one's probably a little bit
Yeah.
smaller, but
Mm-hmm.
what?
But I think white has to block the territory anyway. Oh, let's make sure I'm not going to confuse the coordinator, because I put branches there. Okay. Right. Yeah. Okay.
So
Okay.
what if you Hane at P10, and then when black Ataris, what if you just play Q9 then? And just give it up?
Um.
Is that too much?
Yeah, I think it's too much. But I think maybe this one is better for white. At least the white surrounds the territory and nothing dies,
Yeah.
right?
The other way seems so complicated and scary.
Mm-hmm. Oh, actually, white played here. Okay, is it the actual game? I think so.
Looks like it, yeah.
Okay. But okay. Okay, yeah, this is the actual game, and Atari's, and then capture. Okay. I think white is trying to do what white is trying to do is capture and then jump or jump or play the knight move there to surround. So, what do you think about current situation? I think white is better or black is better.
Well, I haven't counted, so I'm not exactly
Yeah.
sure. But I
So
would say that at least this little tussle here, I think I like black. See, that move was really cool. That attachment.
mm-hmm. Okay, so let me give me 1 second, maybe 1 minute. Let me count first, and then we will have a better understanding on the current situation.
Okay, great. And while you're doing that, I will take the opportunity to remind everyone what we're doing here tonight. This is the American Go Association's broadcast of the 21st LG Cup Finals. I'm your host this evening, Bat at Baduk, and I'm joined by Stephanie Yin, one Dan professional. Tonight we are watching the second game between Zhou Ruiyang, 9 Dan professional, and Dong Yifei, 9 Dan professional. Uh, Dong ended up winning the first game, surprisingly, and that actually so that was a big deal for him. They had played about a month previous to that, and in a league game, I believe, where Joe ended up winning. But
I'm done.
okay,
Yes. So actually, this is the actual game goes. So white did play there.
okay,
Okay, so now it's black's turn. I personally like black because I have kind of at the point for the current situation. Black has around 55 points,
okay.
and white has around 45 points, even a little bit more, like between 45 to 48 or 50. But now it's black's turn. So black gets Sente to start the end game.
So it's about a
So
10-point difference, and then is that including Comey, or is that just on the board?
it's on the board.
Okay, so
Mhm.
even with Comey, it seems like White's a little bit behind.
Right.
Hmm. But
Mhm.
especially if Black keeps finding these really cool Tasujis. I don't know if there
Mhm.
are any more on the board. Do you see any
I'm
Nito
sure.
endgame moves coming up?
I haven't found any yet, but I'm sure they're going to show us.
Yeah. So you were saying that the both of these players are known for a really sharp endgame.
Hmm. Especially Dang Yifei. He's very good at on the end game or before a little bit before earlier than end game. Oh, he actually won a lot of games is because of the end game. He did very good at end game.
Very interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah, well, as I understand it, him getting to the LG Cup Finals got his promotion to 9 Dan.
Yeah,
That's got to be pretty exciting.
yeah, for him and yeah. So maybe this is his first place. I mean, for the international title.
He's got to be pretty nervous, right? I mean, so this is his second time, I think, in an international tournament finals, right? He was in what was the internet? He was in another international tournament. Was it BC card, or is
Uh,
that or
I don't
Bylink
remember.
maybe? I don't remember, but I know that he made it to the finals of an international previously, and that got him a promotion. Since this is his second time at a finals, he got his promotion to 9 Dan. But
Okay. Yeah,
BC Card Cup apparently.
BC Cup. Okay. Let's see. All right. So let's see. Okay. So Dorian is still thinking. So okay. So the game goes pretty much to the end game. So white actually has one weakness here, but I don't think white has to worry so much about that corner because the corner is already alive and the center looks fine. So white doesn't have to worry about that one.
Mm-hmm.
So what's going to happen for the following moves?
Hmm.
Okay, so they haven't played yet.
So besides that weakness, are there any other major areas that you think are going to come up? Like any end of the middle game type things, or are we just like fully in the end game now?
I think it's pretty much end game already for golf players because there's nowhere to start any fight. But
Mm-hmm.
but left side for black is a little weak. Because there's a Atari move here and extending down. And Atari move won't work for black. So black has to play here and go here. So this is, if I have to say one weakness, this is the weakness for black. So I'm guessing
Could black play down instead of capturing?
it's same actually. Because black cannot capture that stone anyway.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it just doesn't make any difference, does it?
So I think now black has to fix that weakness for the next move. But they haven't played yet. Okay, so do you want to take a break or?
Yeah, we can take a break for a little bit, let him do some more endgame moves, and then come back.
Mm-hmm.
How long you want to break for? 10 minutes, 15 minutes, something like that?
10 to 15 minutes. I'm okay with that.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
Mhm.
All right,
Okay.
everybody, we're going to take a short break, and we'll let the players get a little bit further ahead on the end game, and then we will be back shortly. All right, see you guys soon.
See ya.
Hello, hello. We are back.
Hi.
This is the AGA broadcast of the 21st LG Cup Finals. I'm your host this evening, Bad at Baduk, and I am joined by Stephanie Yin, 1-dan professional. We are watching tonight Zhou Ruiyang, 9-dan professional, versus Yifei, 9-dan professional. And this is game 2 of the series, and we're smack dab in the middle of a very long endgame, seems like.
Yeah. Even they started the end game that move. I think that's the 100th move on the board. Even earlier here. I think they started end game from this move, which is 86.
So it just rushed right to the end. So you
Yeah.
were saying both of these players are kind of known for their end game?
Yes, their styles are pretty much just the end game style, especially for Dang Yifei.
Oh yeah, you were saying that your professional friends were.
Joke about him when I was telling them I'm gonna do a live commentary on Dang Yifei's game, and they said, "Oh, come on, it's gonna be boring because it's gonna be a long end game move to commentate."
Well, it certainly seems like that prediction was correct because here we are with an end game that starts at move 86.
Mm-hmm. And also, I think this game, it's the end game move. End game, it's very very difficult for both players to to play because it's every move is unsettled, and they have to judge and read at least, I believe, 30 moves ahead before they put any move on the board.
Oh, okay. Well, because there's so much kind of uncertainty in some of these shapes.
Yeah, and they don't want to make any mistake. And I think the game is, if both players do not make any mistake, I'm assuming the game will be half point or 1.5 point game.
Wow, so it's just super close.
Super close, yeah.
Yeah, so I had a question on the break that I want to bring back up. So you were talking earlier about there's a weakness at C8, but it seems like that ends up not so a little bit further along, I guess. That ends up not being as big as something else.
Mm-hmm. I was actually thinking about this move, but actually, this move is not that big as we thought about. Because first, the center group will get weaker. I mean, white group will get weaker,
Okay.
and also the weakness here will be more more dangerous for for white, because the center is getting weaker and weaker. And second, the corner B2 move will be a sente move for black. So actually, the value of B2 move and the C8 move are pretty much similar, but the thickness
Oh.
will be different.
Oh, so with white being yeah, white doesn't want to be unsettled, especially if the point values are so similar.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So even though that weakness is there, it's just it'll probably never end up getting taken advantage of.
Mm-hmm. And also, a lot of people think the thickness only matters in the middle game or the beginning or
Mm-hmm.
in opening, but actually during end game, the thickness also important. I mean, early end game, like
Oh,
not
okay.
about the few point end game. It's pretty much like this situation. The thickness is also important because for example, if the situation turns to like this,
Mm-hmm.
and then the whole board for white is getting weaker and weaker, and it's easier for black to play at the end game.
Oh, so there's like more sente opportunities in the end
Yeah.
game if your opponent is weak.
Hmm. And then
Hmm.
there's a lot of potentials for black now in the center and to attack. Also, uh, black can attack white for the center group.
Okay. Yeah. So white doesn't really want to create those weaknesses. It's not if C8 even was bigger, it might not be worth all of that extra reading and drama. So I mean, that's just so much. I mean, it ties into to account the weakness at E15 that you talked about way earlier.
Right. And yes, this is the another weakness over here, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So, all right, so let's go back to the actual game. So that's why white chose to play B2 move instead of a C8. And then this is a very big move. And since white is very strong on the left bottom corner, then the weakness here is no longer important. Here is because on the corner is fine and the center, this gonna be the cente, it's gonna be the cente, and it's very easy for white to connect. So instead, black wants to play the honey move in the corner and then force white to connect or to live.
Oh. Oh, right. So force them to play Dame rather than making some points. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So push. And this is Sente. And then this is a last game. Last game move on the board. Okay. I don't think we need to count again because I already did a few times and there's no a big change on the board and it's still very close game.
But maybe black is a couple of points ahead after Comey, you think? Are you still betting on black here, or what do you think?
Hard to say. I don't want to confuse people, but it's really hard to say black is better or white is better. It's very, very close.
Oh, just because this sort of unsettled endgame is super difficult. Oh, hey, and then what do you know? Now the weakness on the left is just totally gone.
Yeah, because white takes the corner, so now the C8 moves is getting bigger.
Okay, right.
Okay, good. All right, so maybe we should do some pop quiz.
Oh, good.
Games. All right, so I think the end game is one of the most complicated parts in the game, especially when a lot of places are not settled yet.
Okay.
And also, I think this is one of the most challenging part for people to improve in this game, even for professional players, because we have to read, we have to judge a lot of things before we play even one move on the board.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, even for amateurs, like you end up spending so much time like learning the values of various endgame moves, and so you kind of get them in a row. But there's like an exception, it seems like, to every situation, and like the more exceptions that you learn, the kind of the better you're able to plan out, like make a long-term plan. Not a 30 move plan maybe for an amateur, but at least like a 10 move plan.
Yeah. Okay, so are you ready for the pop quiz?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
All right.
So for end game move, we have normally we have. Let me count. Okay, so normally we have 4 common moves or 4 common methods to do during the end games. Do you know what the orders are? So which moves should you play first, and which move is the last?
Oh, okay. I think I know the answer here. Okay, so
good.
You start with the double sente moves.
Good.
Okay, so I'm on the right track with this, right? So you start with the double sente moves, then sente moves, then reverse sente moves, then gote.
Okay, so the
Is that
two.
close?
Yes, this is very good. So it's 90% right.
Okay.
Okay, the 10% is on sometimes the reverse sente is bigger, but sometimes the gote move is bigger. So we
Okay.
have to read, we have to count the points or the value before we can decide whether the reverse is bigger or the gote is bigger.
Okay.
Okay, so for example, this is a sente move, single sente move for white, right?
Yep.
And then, do you know how many points?
That is 2 points in Sente, right?
2-point sente move. Okay, good. So then, how many moves if black plays here? It's gonna be reverse sente, right? It's gonna be reverse sente move for black.
Okay, so it's also a 2-point move, right? Or is
It's
it different because if white connects, white's not gonna connect probably, so it's
Yeah.
worth a little bit more.
Right. So the way we're counting this is we're going to count how many points is the next move. So for example, if white connects, white gets 1 and 2 points here, right?
Okay.
If black plays,
Black captures, then
Black
white loses
captures.
one of those points.
so this move is more than 2 points. It's a little bit more than 2 points. It's probably 2 point and 1/3, 2 1/3 points for that move.
Okay.
It's because of that capture. It's because we have to count for another move, and then we have to divide by 2. So I'm not gonna get too deep of this because people get very confused.
Okay, so every additional move, though, I think I've read about this before. It's like every additional move afterwards, you add half of that. So, like, the next move after this, you would add then, like, a quarter of that to it until you get to the point where there are no more moves left.
Right. So let's just say this move is 2 points. Let's
Okay.
not add a 1/3 on there.
Okay,
So this
2 points.
is 2 points. So which means that move here is 1, 1, 2 for black, and 1 move at 1 point for the next move.
Okay.
Does it make sense here?
Yes. So
Because the next move worth 2 points, so we have to divide by 2.
So it ends up being worth 3.
Yeah, so that reverse reverse sente move is 3 point.
But the Sente move is worth 2.
2 point. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So So for these players, it's like they have to balance these differently in their list of endgame moves that they're gonna play.
Right. They have to manage which moves are the first and which move is going to be the next.
Okay.
So basically they have to calculate every endgame move on the board and then start the orders. Yeah. Okay. All right. So that move is pretty much very, very easy for the endgame move. Even though it sounds very complicated, but it's very easy actually. Okay. So what about this move? This is gonna be the double gote move, right? There's
it's a double gote move, but so I think I remember this one being worth 6 points.
Only 6 points? You sure?
Well, I thought it was 6 points for. Oh, maybe not in this scenario because it's related to the corner, so it's bigger than that.
Yeah, this one is gonna be very complicated.
Right, because there's so many additional moves to calculate after the first one. I think it's worth like 6 points just straight up to capture that stone.
Right.
If there's both players play straight down.
Yeah. So if there's a black stone here, that move is 6 points for the double gote.
Okay.
But maybe not.
It's not?
Maybe not. It's because after black captures stones here, and then this would be sente move for black because there's a peep here.
Oh, so that adds even more. Okay, but if
Yeah.
if
Yeah,
black got a
there's no
defense
defense
and
for
white had a defense, then it
right.
would be worth 6 points.
Yes.
But in this particular situation with all of the other Aji, it's worth quite a bit more, I'm guessing.
A lot more, I think.
Right,
Okay,
so if
so
white...
let's step by step. Let's kind of step by step. Okay,
Okay.
so if black captures, black gets 1, 2, because that capture stone worth 2 points, right?
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in the corner.
Okay, yeah, that makes it real straightforward. Okay. And then do we want to count white's points now too?
No, it's okay. Oh,
It's okay.
yeah, so now there's a honey here. Oh, it's getting even more complicated. Okay, so right now, okay, so white will have, for example, white tenukis, and this is a absolute center for black, right? So then,
Would black push first?
oh yeah, right, exactly. And then good, and then you will get extra points.
Cool, I get full credit for that one. All right.
Good. Okay, so then white has 1, 2, 3 here, right?
Okay.
Okay, yeah, 1, 2, 3, and black has a 10. All right,
Okay,
so
3 and 10. So 13. Or yeah, so 3 for white, 10 for black.
10 for white. Yeah, okay. 10 for black, yes. Okay, so for example, white connects here, and white gets 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because we end up. Oh no.
Oh, 6, 7, 8, right?
7 and 8. So white has increased 5 points.
Okay.
Okay. And then in this case, we have to calculate the next move because the next move is going to be the gote for white, another gote for white. So it's hard to calculate the black's territory over here. So if white goes here, and then black has, because this is a sente, so black only has 1 and 1/3 points here.
Okay. Can we call it 1 for the sake of like a little bit of ease? Or no? Is the 1/3 really important?
Okay, good. Yeah, that's fine. So 1 point for black.
Okay.
So in this case, but if black blocks here, if black blocks here, I know it's going to be very confusing, but if black blocks here, black has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5.
So 5.
So it's a 4-point difference if white plays another move there.
Yes. So in total, black has 1 in other variation and 5 in this variation. So together is a 6 points, but we have to divide it by 2. Okay. So in total, black has a 3 points in the corner.
Okay, which compared to his original would have been 10 points. So there's a difference of 7 points on black side.
Yes.
And then for white, we went 8 to 3.
Yeah, so in order to make it easier, we're not going to consider about that stone anymore.
Okay.
But there's some difference, but it's just very small. So we're going to just skip that part because it will go to 1/3, 2/3, or even
really quickly. Okay, so we'll just do like the close enough counting.
So 7 points different for black, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how many points different for white?
It was 8 down to 3, so 5-point difference for white.
Okay, so 7 plus 5 equals 12.
So right? It's worth twice as much?
Yeah, so that move is 12 points, even a little bit more because we
skipped some of the 1/3 and 2/3 ones.
Right, so that connecting move is 12 points. Wow, I don't even know that big. The move is that big.
That seems like a lot of points. Well, and so yeah, that's one thing that I've noticed is like studying even just a little bit of Endgame, like getting like a general idea of like the sum of the sizes of these things
Mm-hmm.
makes a really big difference really quickly actually, because if you can manage to scrape your way through a game and not completely fall apart, and even if
Mm-hmm.
you're 10, 15 points behind as an amateur, that's not so bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we should start doing this. Practice some end game moves. So the best way to do it is actually do some 13 by 13 board questions.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot, but when we doing so, even when I was at my Go school, I we so every day we do on life and death and end game practice questions. But when we doing the end game practice questions, it's the same when we are doing a life and death. We don't play on the board. We have to read.
Do it all in your head and get an
Yeah.
idea. Yeah. So
So
I had a book. I have a book. It's around here
mhm,
somewhere called Get Strong at the End Game. And it's
mhm,
got like, I feel like 80 different 13 by 13s at the end of it that are
mhm.
all, that have tons of moves left and say, okay, what's the score? And you have to like read out all of the end game moves and figure out what the final score is. And I felt that that helped me a lot in my
Yeah.
end game.
Yes.
So you said you
Definitely.
studied that at your school in China. What about the school that you teach at now? Do you force these 13 by 13 problems on your students?
So far I don't force them to do end game moves, but life and death definitely.
Okay.
So they have to do life and death every day. But I don't give them like when I was at my Go school, we do like 30 to 50 problems every day,
Mm-hmm.
around 50. But for my student, I'm not that strict for them to.
Okay.
So I give them 4 questions per day.
Okay.
4 questions per day. It looks very easy, but when we are doing every day, it's gonna be very hard.
Yeah.
So
After a while,
mhm.
uh, that's a
So
lot of problems. It adds up quickly.
yeah, so like within 1 year, you're gonna finish around 1,300 or 1,400
Yeah,
questions.
that's not a small amount of problems, especially when you're getting brand new ones every day. So where do you get all of these problems? Do you make some yourself, or do you have like a big collection of problem books that you get these from, or?
Some of the questions that I collected from their games, and some of the
Hmm.
questions are from the books. I
Oh,
have
interesting.
yeah the life and death books for different levels.
Oh, okay. So if someone makes a mistake in a game, then you can force them to relive that pain over and over again until it never happens again.
Yeah, so normally I record it and put it down on the piece of paper, and then I would just maybe I don't give them after the class because they know where to go, but after maybe in 1 week or 2 weeks, and then I'm gonna give it to him or her again and let them to do it.
Hmm. So we had a question from the chat just now about AlphaGo reviews, and I don't know if you wanted to talk a little bit about that for a minute.
Yeah, sure, no
So
problem.
yeah,
Mhm.
so we're planning like a whole slew of AlphaGo reviews. I think everyone's super excited about these. So we have reviews coming up from Michael Redmond and Jenny Shen and Myungwon Kim, and then you too, Stephanie, and also Ryan
Yes.
Lee, one non-professional. So
Hmm.
the two of you will be doing some reviews as well with us.
Yes, definitely.
So we have like so just so you guys know, we have a whole list of all the different games out there, and right now we're sort of in the scheduling phase to figure out when we're going to do these things. Some of them are going to be straight to YouTube reviews, like stuff that we record in house and then we put on YouTube, and then other ones are going to be live. I think in a couple weeks here, Stephanie and Ryan, we're going to try to coordinate a time that maybe we can get on and do like a live couple of games, something like that.
Sure, no problem. Yeah, so we would like to do some of a live commentary and then some of the record commentaries.
Yeah, awesome.
Hmm.
Well, there's a lot of content to go through. 60 really excellent, super high quality games.
Exactly. I think we have picked around 10 games,
Hmm.
which we have already looked.
Right, right.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And
I'm very excited to get started with this. And we've been doing some of the like coordination and recording in the background, but yeah, pretty soon. Just be patient, guys. We're working really hard in the background trying to get all this stuff coordinated for you. So I think yeah, the end of February, beginning of March timeframe is gonna. That's when the AlphaGo content will start pouring out, and yeah, I think we'll be getting through quite a bit of it. So
yes, okay, I can't wait to do some commentary on AlphaGo games now.
yeah, right. Oh, well, and especially when you see what did you say? Alpha Yang
Oh yeah.
and all of these young pros are getting so inspired and like learning so much from these ideas that AlphaGo is presenting.
Hmm. Yeah, I think this is the big um, improvement in Go, even for a lot of professionals, because AlphaGo moves are encourage more people to see some moves that never happened before.
Right, yeah. Well, you know, it
Hmm.
just sits there and plays itself all day long, and then it comes up with new ideas and stuff that
Yeah,
we would never have time to do because it can play, you know, millions of games, you know, when a human can't even do that in their whole lifetime. So, yeah,
yeah.
I'm so excited.
Even though we're for professionals, we're a little sad because the computer just beat human beings that quickly. But we're still very happy to see this because we can learn a lot of fancy moves and a lot of interesting moves that we have never seen before.
Yeah, I think that's the real takeaway is you gotta stay positive. Yeah, the machines won. We knew it was coming though. Eventually, the
Yeah,
machines
it's
had to
coming. We
win.
didn't think that soon. It's too soon.
But what one thing that I appreciate is that maybe this is just you know the Go player and me talking, but I like that in chess it seemed like the computers just are purely out calculating humans, and I don't know, it's not as interesting to see. Or I think that the moves that AlphaGo comes up with are sometimes just so interesting and beautiful, and I think they're still worth watching and studying, which I think is a little bit different than chess, at least. That's just my
Yeah.
opinion, though.
Yeah, I think I agree. I totally agree. Because in Go, I think in my opinion, the main difference between Go and chess is about Go philosophy. So AlphaGo actually followed the human strategy to learn themselves. So
Hmm.
they actually learned some Go theories and the philosophies behind
Right.
that is very important.
Yeah. Well,
Like
that's a really big difference.
hmm and also the variations are very complicated and very um, a lot of variations that computer can even finish every variation on the board. So a lot when I was studying Go when I was little, and my teacher always told us like when you know one philosophy about Go, you know a lot of shapes. So I think AlphaGo does the same thing when he's learning.
Okay. So it just ends
Hmm.
up picking up a lot of shapes along the way that it kind of incorporates into its own really high level strategy that seems to be
Yeah.
unbeatable at this point.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Ooh.
I'm so excited for more news about AlphaGo to find it. Like I heard some rumors that they might be doing like multiple pros versus AlphaGo, like multiple pros like working together to try and beat it.
Even that in that case, even though I'm professional, but I'm still doubting the human with computers.
I just want to see. I just think it'll be fascinating to see like that level of play. I don't know. I'm enamored with this whole AlphaGo thing. So I'm
I
just
wouldn't.
like,
I'm not looking for to see it too. But AlphaGo just too strong. And I think getting stronger and stronger.
It's just strong enough for us to learn all sorts of really cool stuff. But hey, actually, if I'm looking at the live game, it looks like we have quite a few moves that have been played.
So let's go back to the
I
live.
want to try to catch up to the game.
So this is the. Oh no, this is not.
Yeah, this was from us.
Yeah, okay, so this is the actual game. Oh yeah, see?
Hey, there you go. The 12-point move. It's so big.
Yeah, I think this is the biggest move on the board because we cannot. I don't see any move bigger than 12 points on the board. And then wedging here. And the last weakness probably is going to be the last fight on the board for this game.
And it's not even like a huge fight.
Okay, white has to live. Okay, Atari. Okay, so black has to win this call. Okay. Okay, yeah, this is the actual game.
So does black have to win this ko, or?
I think black will win the call because there's no. If white loses a call, the corner is going to be in danger.
Okay.
So I think no matter what, black will win the call. I think what black is trying to do is I think Zhou Ruiyang wants to get this capture move for Sente and then attack the center group. So now it's giving white a kind of very hard time because if white Ataris, then the capture move here is going to be Sente. It's going to be Sente, and then the center group will be in danger. So then if white cannot win the call, white has to either go back to fix the corner and to keep the call for himself. But in that case, the corner points is reducing. It gets smaller.
Oh, right. And he doesn't get to capture that stone at F19.
Right, by Sente.
Okay.
Oh, and then he tanuki'd. Okay, but this is the actual game, right? Okay, let me see.
I think so.
And then the corner is going to be a ko because black actually can jump.
Yeah, I was going to say, what about this jump? So can you show why this works? This is kind of not the easiest read in the world. I was kind of impressed that even I saw it too.
Yeah, so the corner is going to be a ko alive because whoever wins this ko will win the corner.
Oh wow,
so
that's just huge.
Yes, so I think right now white either captures here and start a ko on the top, or just to start a ko right away over here. But I think the ko on the top is better. So if black plays here, and then I think I think white will capture the moves on the top and start a ko on the top. Because if white wins the ko and the whole group is connected.
That does seem a little easier, I guess, but it's sort of dangerous.
Oh, okay. So this is the actual game. Maybe.
So yeah, we don't have the jump yet, but do you think that'll be the next move?
I don't know. Let me think. Yeah, I think.
Hey, there it is. So to take a risk like this, does that mean Dong Yifei feels like he's behind, or is that an indication that he thinks that he can win this, or?
Yeah, I think so. I think just maybe that move is too much. The connecting move here, because apparently there's cut and a weakness for white on the upper left corner. So let's see if white fixes the cut here. Who's gonna win if the game goes like this? So let me clarify some small endgame moves.
Okay.
Not more, a few endgame moves here, and then we will. It will be easier for us to, to calculate. Okay, so for example, like this, and then okay, so 10. Okay, so I'm gonna count it right now.
Okay.
For, yeah, so you can do whatever. So this. I think white should be fine. It's still very close. Okay. Okay, let's see. So white has. So white has around 60 points.
Okay.
And then black. Then hmm. Personally, I think it is still even game. So
So
black.
too close to call.
Yeah. So now it's black's turn, and black has around. So, white has around 60 points right now. Black has 63 to 4, less than 65. But there's some potentials in the center.
Okay,
For
and
black.
since
Right
it's
now
black's
turn.
turn.
Yeah. So I believe based on Yifei's calculation in this situation, he's not confident enough to win the game. So that's why he wants to take the risk over here.
Man, oh man, that seems complicated.
Because that move is too big. It's more than, if you can imagine, like 13 points will cause a lot of problems.
And
Right?
at least 12 and 11 twelfths.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay, but the code here is very serious for white.
Yeah, so this is a flowering co, right? Or a flower viewing co.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And it doesn't hurt black at all if black doesn't win this code. So which means if black plays 2 moves on the board, it's bigger than 12 points, then black already got some profits.
Okay.
Does it make sense to you? Because this code doesn't hurt black at all. So comparing with the move over here, connecting move here, it worth 12 points. But the value of that code gives black 2 moves if white wants to win. So in other words, the 2 moves for black, if bigger than 12 points, which means connecting move is a bad move because it's smaller, right?
Right.
Does it make sense to you?
Yeah.
Sounds very complicated.
Yeah. I kind of get it. I think I'm on the right track.
Okay, good.
Are you seeing what's going on here? Because
Yeah. I think so. I think this is the actual game. So black has to find a code thread and capture the code back. And then white extend it out. And then black jumps in. And then this is a very serious code fight for white. Because if white loses the code, the corner is dead.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, 1. Okay, so there is only one. Okay, there's only one. One good code thread for white. Okay, black has a lot of code thread. How can white win? How can white win this code? And I guess. Oh,
Yeah.
white has the six. But there's an extending move here. And then there's another code.
Right. That's what we're on now. Oh. So they waited until the end game for it to get like crazy and exciting.
Yes.
They figured they would just throw the game into disarray with some codes. They weren't happy that the end game started so early.
Yeah. Okay. So let me see whether it's enough for black to play a code thread here. Okay, probably it's not going to be enough for black to play code thread here. Oh no, white probably will connect, and black connects here, and white has to connect over here. So let me cut to the point again. If black kills the stones in the center.
Okay. And while you're doing that, I'll remind everyone what we're doing here tonight. The American Go Association's broadcast to the 21st LG Cup Finals. I'm your host tonight, Bat Baduk, and I am joined by Stephanie Yin, one down professional. Not counting right now. Tonight we are watching Zhou Ruiyang, 9 down professional, versus Dong Yifei, 9 down professional. This is game 2, with Dong being up by 1 game. Ends tonight, then he will have his first international title. So this is a big game. Big game for both players. I mean, international titles are always a big deal. This would be Dong Yifei's first international. What do you think?
I think I like black better in that case because black can push and connect, and then white has to connect here, and then black gets some point in the center, and also some. So I like black better. I think.
Yeah, it seems like black will be able to make quite a few points in the center.
Yeah, or it jumps. But let's see. If black can win the code on the right side, he's definitely going to win the game because the code is much bigger than the 3 stones in the center. But I'm still worried on what's the actual game? This is the actual game, right?
Yes.
This is not the actual game. Oh yeah, this is the actual game. Okay.
So if you were playing as black now, would you be pretty happy with Oh, so it wasn't this peep. I think it was
No, it was here.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Kind of one flower
White has
viewing code
some
to
dark
another.
portrait in the corner. Yeah, what's that?
It's kind of one flower viewing code to another. Kind of exchanged one bad code for white to another bad code for white.
Yeah, but in that case, white has some self code threads in the corner right now. But white didn't have a self code thread at upper left corner. So which means um, white gains some self code threads.
Okay.
Yes. See you? Because if white respond that code, white is going to run over the code threads for the upper left corner. But in that case, in the actual game, white actually has some self code threads. The local code thread.
Because he can play at R4 to threaten to
Yeah.
live in the corner.
So which means
Or R3.
he can have more code threads in order to win the flower code.
Oh man.
Now, I think I don't know. You know, they're doing the most complicated part in this game because code it's one of the most complicated thing when you are playing the game, right?
And they're
Also
doing this
is
in the end game
during
as
the
well.
end game.
So playing the most complicated that they can, most complicated way to play the end game in the most complicated phase of the game.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes. Okay,
so if
else?
this was a betting game and you were on AlphaGo or a Taijin and you had to choose which player you were going to bet on,
I was still
you don't want to cost anyone their fake internet points.
I think I will go for black.
Okay. So you heard it here first, everyone. Bet all your Fox coins, all your Taijin coins on black while you still can. Although I think we're out of the betting phases. Yeah, we're 180 moves in. No, you can't bet anymore. But
Okay, let's see. I don't know where black cold rat is now. Let me check. Yeah. The local cold.
Can S2 be big enough? Or
S2.
Q
I mean,
or Q3?
it's black's turn to find a cold threat.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And is H10 not big enough now? The peep?
It's not big enough is because if black plays here right now, black already sacrificed some points in the upper right corner for white. So the cold threat is getting, the points is getting smaller. Okay, I don't know. Let's see. I think Zhou Ruiyang probably is in trouble, so that's why he is taking a long time to think about the cold threat. And the local cold threat here is, I don't know whether it's going to work, but I don't know. This is big enough. I think it's pretty big enough for black.
Well, yeah, and wouldn't this just be another flower viewing co?
No, this is the 3 stones are already dead because there's connecting.
Oh no!
Here. Yeah, and then the whole bird.
No.
So
it's not the biggest score in the world, but it's still something. White ends up losing all the points along the side, and then black ends up getting.
Okay, so I think they played. Where did black play? Oh, black peeped. And white has to connect. Okay.
Oh boy.
And then there's another code. It's going on in the center. They are just going back and forth. So now black and white has to fight that code.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that code.
Co number 3.
15. Yeah.
Well,
And
it's
then
kind
the
of back to
value
the
of the
first one.
code is getting bigger and bigger for white. Okay, so I think I can announce black is winning.
Yeah. It does sort of feel like
um,
White's just going from one area where he's terrified to another.
mm,
Yeah, someone in chat just says, this doesn't look like Endgame at all.
no. I think I can. I'm pretty sure. I'm very confident to say that black is winning.
Okay, so White takes the cone now, right? Like, you don't have time to capture this single stone, right?
And
Okay.
then there's a co R10 for black in that case, and another co threat. Um, M15. I think that's big enough to capture the code.
M15.
15 or 14. Mm-hmm. Because the center 5 stones
Oh,
were
okay.
more than 15 points. So I think it's big enough to win the game at least.
White doesn't appear to have really any co-threats, right?
No, even black white plays 2 moves in the center. I
Mhm.
don't think he can make alive. So, which means there's no local co-threat for him. Very interesting. At the end, there's a lot of fights.
They just wanted to fast forward to the crazy three co like one co after another insane fight. It doesn't seem
Mm-hmm.
like to me it doesn't seem like Dong Yifei was able to avoid the fight by switching co's. It just seems like it just got bigger and bigger, and it looks to me like Black already got maybe not a lot of compensation, but a little bit by cutting off the two
Yeah,
stones in the center, right?
right. And also the code threat for R3 is that code threat because the value of the following endgame moves gets getting smaller.
Oh, right. So that affects our little calculation earlier, which means that S5
Mm-hmm.
isn't actually worth 12 points anymore because R3 got played.
Right. And
Hmm.
also the code threat for black played on S8. Black already got some benefit because white has to reduce the liberties in the later game, so which means
Oh.
the territory of white already reduced.
Wow.
So during the cold fight, black actually got some points for the benefit already.
So it's already been good for
Mm-hmm.
Black. Wow, this is just so violent at the end of the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hmm. So now it's black's turn to find a cold threat. Okay. But I think black. Hmm. So there are 2 cold threat for black.
Hmm.
And then
Does White have any co-threat that could be near
even
big enough?
I think maybe G10. G10 can be a cold threat, but it's not enough yet because black has 2 cold threats. So white is going to lose the game anyway, even though he has 1 cold threat.
So this is just too dramatic. There's no comeback for White at this point, you don't think?
Hmm, I believe so.
Okay, but you never say never.
Yeah, everything can happen in the end. So I can't say 100%. So that's why I always tell my student, you never resign within 150 moves. Never
Okay.
resign. Never resign. And I hope every audience to hear this. Never resign within 150 moves. Unless your dragon is killed.
Oh, okay,
Because
good.
there's
Because
no
I was
chance
gonna
for you to
say,
win back. Yeah.
I have resigned a lot of games in under that amount of time, but probably because the first 75 moves I played got captured.
Oh, okay. So never resign within 150 moves because everything will happen. Even during, professional games, everything will happen.
Right. So people get a big capture and then get overconfident, and then you're good to go. Oh yeah, someone in chat was like, "Well, I was just gonna ask about dragons." Okay, so if your dragon gets killed, then you can resign.
Mm-hmm.
What about
Yes.
how? So how do you combat like what if it's in person and the person is laughing at you? Flip the board. It's okay to resign then too, right?
um, if still not, okay. So if the dragon is get killed within 100 moves, within 100 moves, you should still go in.
Okay, so
You
100
should-
moves. If your dragon dies, still play.
Yeah, because only 50 moves on the board, right? And I don't think of 50 moves so all of the 50 moves get killed. So apparently you will have some stones on the board.
What if you
So which
play out like a ladder across the center of the board, though?
then and then probably resign. Okay,
Okay,
but yeah,
there are
but
exceptions to every
but
rule,
ladder,
folks.
yeah, but ladder only happens to like the 30 kill players, right?
Well, that's not. No, I've won games at 5 dawn on Taijin where my opponents have misread a ladder.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Well, okay. So in that case,
it's probably
we
been
should
a
let
while
that
since you've played 5 dawns on Taijin, but we're not very good.
happen. Okay, but that doesn't happen normally,
Yeah,
right?
right.
So,
Obviously. So,
so
but
even though your dragon is
the point is, you keep fighting
keep fighting.
because there's
Because
always a chance.
right? Because when your opponent kills your dragon, they actually get very scared, and so it will change their emotion and you know a lot of style they're playing. So they like to play very soft and fast, and it's easier for you to catch the mistake. No.
Oh, because you don't have anything to lose, and they're just super paranoid. So they're like, "Oh, take it, take it. I just want to win."
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
But this is actually not a good way to do that. So there's another advice for the people who kill the dragon. You should still keep calm and play the normal move, like you actually didn't kill the dragon.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So just keep playing your normal, severe. Just keep fighting, even if you have killed a huge dragon.
Yeah,
That's good advice in any case, I think.
especially during the tournament.
Especially during tournaments.
Yes, because during the tournament, people get scared and terrified even more after they kill the dragon because they really want to win the game badly.
Oh, okay.
And then it's very easy to flip the whole situation back for the person who get killed because the other player will play very very slow and soft. But within 100 moves, probably only 20 or 25 or 30 moves you get killed, but it's not that big. So you still have a lot of chance to win.
Hmm.
So don't worry. Remember Stephanie's words. Never resign within 100 moves, even though your dragon is killed.
Okay. I think that's pretty good advice. I think anyone can implement that into their game right away. So okay, what's the
Okay,
deal with
so
this co-threat?
and then black put here.
Yeah.
Nick,
What am I?
is it not on misclick? Okay. Okay, I think this is this is the actual game. Okay. Very interesting. Why?
What's happening? I'm very confused.
Hmm. Okay. Connect. I think. I believe based on Black's calculation, on he's probably is worried about this one. I think Zhou Ruiyang is worried about. So if Black cuts there, it will give White to fix that weakness. Then there's no endgame move for Black.
Oh, so that
Like,
loses all those squeezing points.
yeah, so in order to win the game 100% sure for Black, Black doesn't want to take that risk because what if White make a life in the center? And then connecting the code is pointless, right? There's no point. So I think
Okay.
he's taking a more secure way to win the game.
So this is sort of an indication that Black is pretty confident in the win then?
I think so. Yes.
Because so just backing down from the co and saying, this is good enough.
Mm-hmm. And the center is pretty big. Okay.
So what move do you go for now? Oh, well, okay, maybe that.
Okay. I think this is the game they play. This is the move they play. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. So, okay. So I think let me count the points again. Maybe we can just do some in conclusion end game, and then we can end up
Sure.
the point here. Okay, let me count again. Maybe this time, probably I would take a longer time.
Okay.
I want to make sure.
All right, sounds good.
Okay.
I guess I'll do our final station fire. Hello, everybody. This is the American Go Association's broadcast of the 21st LG Cup Finals. This is game 2 between Zhou Ruiyang, 9-dan professional, playing Dang Yifei, 9-dan professional. Host this evening, Bad at Baduk, and I am Stephanie Yin, one joining us from her Go school. We're at the very
Institute of
tail end.
Go.
What's that?
New York Institute of Go.
New York Institute of Go.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think you'll have to talk a little bit about that before we end the stream. All the good things that you're doing out there.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just finishing up the end of the end game here after starting the end game so super early. Game slowed down a little bit. Seemed like it was nice and calm, and then we had these crazy co-battles.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay. So what do you
Yes.
think?
So I think Black should be 10 points ahead without coming.
Okay, so it's not a super close game anymore.
I think Black is winning for sure. Yes.
Okay then.
Unless there's a capture that Doria didn't see or doesn't see later. Otherwise, Black will win for sure.
A capture that he doesn't see later? Like what?
No, I mean just to make an exception. So except Dorian doesn't see the capture move, otherwise he's gonna win anyway.
Okay then.
Okay, yes. But I don't think he's gonna make that mistake.
Probably not.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, do we want to do some Like
Yes,
final thoughts
actually,
on the
I
game?
wanna I wanna say something. I wanna actually announce some very interesting activity at my Go Club.
Awesome.
So yeah, so I'm actually having New York Institute of Go is pretty much my Go school. I'm holding the classes, beginner class, intermediate level class, and advanced level class. So I teach every level class at my Go school. So and another organization I'm running is New York Go Association. So New York Go Association is pretty much focused on holding the tournaments and lectures or Go seminars.
Okay.
Seminars. So recently, I'm going to uh, plan. I mean, set up a Go seminar. I haven't decided the name yet. Maybe some audience can have a suggestion or advice. So the activity will be holding every month, uh, once a month or twice a month,
Mm-hmm.
or basically once a month. So we're going to do the in-class tournament or self play the games or rated games,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's gonna be from 1 o'clock to 8 o'clock, and then we're gonna play casual tournaments. And after the tournament, we're going to have some lectures and game reviews.
Well, that sounds super fun.
Yes. So hopefully there are more and more people are going to interact, going to join, and then we will have a different group or different level tournaments.
Yeah,
So if
wonderful.
you're interested, you can contact me. And we're planning to start actually this month, or if we can postpone to the March when I don't have a classes at my Go Club,
Oh,
then we
okay,
can,
great.
yeah.
And then, so I'm sure that you will be broadcasting that information on usgo.org. You can follow
Yes,
the AGA
definitely.
there. We
I
always
just
post all sorts of updates from anywhere across the country, and especially from our prestigious Go Institute in New York. So
so I'm still working on the steps and the instructions.
wonderful,
Yes. Okay. Sounds
cool.
good. And then there are a few more moves on the board, and
Yeah, a
then
couple more.
couple one. Okay, this is the actual game. Okay.
Yeah, there was a recommendation from someone in chat who said that you should record and post the lectures on YouTube that you do.
Yes, actually, I'm going to do that too.
Ooh, very exciting.
Uh, I'm planning to actually launch my YouTube channel, but there's a lot of things are going on, so I have to do it step by step.
Right, right.
Yeah, um, yeah,
Cool.
but
That's really
I'm
exciting.
going to launch the YouTube channel for sure in the future.
Wonderful.
Hmm.
Well, I'm sure everyone's very excited about that. I know I am.
Thank you.
There's I new Go content is the best. That's the best way to spend the day, I think.
Great. And also for the seminars, for the activity or the events, for people who can not make it, they can
Hmm.
check online and check the YouTube channel. They can see it.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Hmm. All right. So I think we can just end up like at this point, or what about the audience, or do you want to still keep going?
I mean, it's your show here. I mean, if you think the game is over at this point, we can definitely call it. If we want to, I can leave the stream on with the game up for our mobile viewers who don't have a way to watch the game, and then they can watch the end of it on here, and then I'll post the announcement when we actually get a resignation or a score or whatever. I can post that after the fact if you want to call it here.
I think I'm pretty sure Black is going to win.
Okay,
No doubt. Yeah. So I think we can just end up
we can
at
call
this
it here.
point.
Okay, wonderful.
Okay.
Well, do you have
Any more
any?
questions from
Do you have
audience?
any? Do you have any like final comments about the game? Anything like that that you want to add, or or are we gonna sign
Um,
off here?
I think we pretty much covered everything. So the I think the biggest fighting actually happened at the end game,
Yeah,
and
right.
the
With
Jordan
these
did
crazy
pretty
co's.
well. Yeah.
Well,
So
I guess I'll toss it out to the audience if anyone has any final questions. If not, um, let's see. So, unfortunately, we will not be able to bring you guys the final game tomorrow evening. But most servers will have this game being broadcast. Hi, Jim, FoxGo, W Baduk. Pick your server of choice. There should be a relay for you guys to watch it. Sorry, we will not be providing any commentary tomorrow night. But coming up soon, let's see. I think in a couple of weeks, the Nanshin Cup will return, and we are planning on some commentaries for those. With I'm not sure everyone. I know that Myungman Kim will be back for those, and I think we're gonna try to rope some other pros in as well for some Nanshin Cup games. That'll be in a couple of weeks. Check the AGA page for updates on that, or the Facebook or the Twitter. We'll post in all of these places. I have a couple of people I want to thank for this show. I want to thank our game recorder, Alex Weavers, who came in at the last minute to hook us up with game recording. Thank you so much, Alex. Special thanks as always to Travis Pitchford and for doing all the technology stuff that you see here. That's all cool. And this show is produced by me and Andrew Jackson, but of course, the real star of the show is our professional commentator, Stephanie Yin. Thank you so much for providing this commentary, Stephanie.
thank you, everyone.
This was a lot of fun. All right, guys, check the AGA page for updates on our AlphaGo stuff, and we'll see you guys later. Good night.
See you. Good night.
Hey, I know that I said that we were going to sign off, but we were just continuing to watch the game, and it looks like there was actually a little bit more stuff going on. So welcome back to the American Go Association's broadcast of the 21st LG Cup Finals. I'm your host, Bad at Baduk, and I am joined by Stephanie Yin, one down professional. So what's going on, Stephanie? What happened?
Hi everyone. I think now it's pretty getting closer and closer, so that's why I decided to jump back.
Okay.
So let's keep watching the following moves that we end up earlier.
Okay, great. Yeah.
And I think Black made a few mistakes at the end game, so I would like to point it out first. So it went back to 153 move over here. Okay, so I think Black actually can win this call by having one more call threat. On the actual game, Black played is Atari here, and then White captures, and the call ended up by having one call threat less for Black.
Right. Okay.
But actually, Black can capture the call first and let White make a call threat first, and then, for example, now it's White's turn, right? White has to play the same call threat, and then Black can start the call to play the same move as the actual game.
Okay.
I think that is the one mistake Black made. And then later on, I think still Black should keep fighting the call over here for the big call here. So I still think Black should have cut and fought because White cannot Atari there, because White Atari is here, it gives Black another call threat. So White actually has to Atari here. It means Black doesn't lose any point, right?
Okay.
Okay, so this is the second mistake. But Zhou Ruiyang chose to play here and make the territory in the center. And then White, and this is the game, how the game goes, how the game went here. Okay. All right, so let's take a look. This is pretty much a very small endgame stage already. So then, so far so good.
Right. So this is where we're at now.
All right. So let me kind of point again and make sure there's no mistake this time.
Okay, so we're gonna count again. Oh man, it sure would be exciting actually if Dong Yifei took the win here, I think. Taking his first international title, winning the title match 2-0. That's the dream.
Okay, so the Comey is 6.5.
Right.
It's very close. Okay. Okay, so I think White has to protect. Okay, let's see. Let's see what's going to happen here. So the connecting move is small. So White, the connecting move is only 2 points. Hopefully people are coming back.
I don't know. We signed off and we waited a while. But there are still quite a few YouTube viewers, people watching the game that don't have any other way to watch it. So we like popped back onto their smartphone real quick so we probably surprised them, especially if they had headphones in. We were just like, "Hey, we're back." But yeah, we lost a couple of our Twitch viewers, so but it's okay. They'll come back and they'll watch the VOD afterwards.
Yes. Okay, so white ticked that one. It's pretty big. Okay, so I think. mm,
So what are we thinking?
So I'm thinking about black playing this move can get one more point. Can get an actual one more point. Because in that case, white will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points here, right?
Okay.
But if black doesn't play that exchange move, if black only plays to move over here to do this exchange, white will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So white actually increased to 1 point.
All right.
Okay, so, oh yeah, so this, oh no, they haven't played yet.
Oh yeah, someone in the chat had a good recommendation. When we came back, and we'll do this in the future. Anytime this happens in the future, we'll come back and say, "Oh, sorry about those technical difficulties, folks. We're back." And then we can just edit out the part where we said goodnight.
Okay.
So in the future, we'll know that. But unfortunately, this one's going to be memorialized, I think.
Okay.
Man.
Okay. I'm gonna be so sad if white wins.
Sad because you want Zhou Ruiyang to win, or sad because you were pretty sure?
I was so confident for black, and I think I was misread that move. I didn't read that pushing move. So white got 3 or 4 actual points. So it changed a lot of things.
Right. Yeah, well, and especially when you said it was like a 3 or 4 point game.
Yeah, because I was counting like a 10 points ahead. 10 points ahead. So I missed that move, so which means there are four different points now. Then it goes to 6 points, and the Coleman is 6.5. So it's gonna be very close.
Good.
Yes. Okay. All right. According to some of my pro friends from China, they said white is winning. Dramatic. Okay.
Well, that's exciting.
Okay. They should
After
have informed me earlier. Too late. Okay. But still, the game is still on and everything can happen. Let's see.
yeah, never resign at the 228th move.
Yes. Okay.
Oh boy.
Okay.
So
So what's the actual game? Go left. Oh no, this is the actual game. Okay. So I'm just curious and wondering if white is winning, how many points? Probably just half point because it's really close. Half point or 1.5 points.
yeah, well, this would be kind of an upset too, right? Because I think Dong Yifei was definitely not the favorite to win the title here.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a fancy, fancy empty triangle.
Mm-hmm. Oh, black killed 2 stones in the center.
Ooh. Yeah. That empty triangle.
Sixty-three plus 63 plus 9, 72. 72 for black. Fifty-three, 66. How many I said for black? 72.
72.
66 for white. And now it's white scenting. Okay. Okay, 66 points on the board. And now it's white scenting.
And with a 6.5 point Comey.
Yeah, okay.
Well.
Well. All right. Okay,
Will Dong Yifei win his first international title tonight?
but we cannot say that for now.
I would say it's totally impossible to predict.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see what. I think that this move should be the biggest move on the board.
That defense?
Yeah.
Someone in the chat is thinking white by 1.5. You think about that?
I think yes. Okay.
Those 2 stones seem kind of big, but maybe not.
Okay. Oh. Really? White is winning? Oh. No. Okay, so let's see what the actual game goes. I think it probably. I think this time, based on my accurate calculation, I think black is losing by half point. I'm assuming I'm predicting black is losing by half point. Let's see.
Half a point. Oh, there was a comment right after we signed off also.
Okay.
The people want to know, would you ever be interested in starting a Twitch stream and live streaming some Go? Being the only pro, I think, who does that in English.
I can think about it. I can't say anything right now. I can't promise, but I can think about it because I have a lot of things that I have to do.
Obviously.
Yeah. Let's finish AlphaGo first.
Okay, let's finish AlphaGo first. Then I will start pestering you about Twitch broadcasting.
Yeah.
More accurately, Andrew and I can both. We can teach you how to do it, and then.
Okay, sounds good. Let's Let's
Well,
finish
we'll put
all the.
that on the shelf for later.
Yes. Okay.
Hmm.
So black will. Mm, I think black will extend there to get extra points. Okay. Oh, I don't know, half point. Okay, they haven't played yet. Okay. Oh man, I can't believe that. Okay.
We were just talking about this earlier too. Endgame mistakes, they happen.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, even to top professionals.
Yeah. So I think if Zhou Ruiyang lost this game, he probably couldn't go to sleep for for a few days because he was winning. He was winning for sure, and he made some mistake at the very end game. Wow.
Well, so what happens as a pro when that sort of when you have losses like that? How do you recover?
Um,
How do you get back into the right mental state after one of those losses? How long do you play a bunch of blitz games on the internet or
there are a couple ways for them to relieve or to release their stress. Some of them they're going to play computer games like
Hmm.
straight for a couple days straight
Oh, what games do what
without
games do they
sleep.
play?
Uh, that's the question that I have to ask them next time. I don't know what game they're playing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you'll have to find out. I wonder if it's like mindless and easy or if it's like another super hard game like StarCraft
I
or
think
something.
you should. They're playing some fighting games. I think
Oh,
like
okay.
not like mind sport games anymore for them after they lost games.
Okay, they just want to screw around and play video games. I understand.
This
That's
is the first one. Second, they don't talk and they walk along straight to their rooms and then just sit in front of the board for the whole night. Yeah, some
that's
people do that.
that sounds pretty dark and brooding.
Yeah, it sounds pretty dark. So they have different ways to relieve the stress, and some of them drink. You know,
Well, that's healthy.
that's healthy. Yeah. Okay, maybe I shouldn't talk a lot of more about this because
But the inquiring public wants to know. I think everyone, myself included, are very fascinated with the lives of these like super strong pro players.
yeah, but
I guess there's a lot
everyone
of
has a
soccer
different.
and tennis and volleyball, I've heard. Foot volleyball?
I don't know about the sports, but the video games, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Different pros have different ways to get rid of the stress and the sadness. Yeah, but I think for most of them, they don't talk at all
Hmm.
after they lose games. Okay, so what? Yeah. Okay. So any more moves? Whew.
Doesn't look like it, not yet.
Not yet.
Uh-oh. Someone
Uh,
said the game recorder in Asia apparently just played a whole bunch of moves. So now our game recorder will probably also about to be play a whole mess of moves as well.
Okay. It's just the small end game moves.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think there's any change. Okay. So there are 2 points move. Vicente 1 point move. And this is a Korean cup. Okay, so it's counting by points. But sometimes when we are doing Chinese rules and Korean rules, they have a different um because they have a different rules. So something happens when the game is a half point game at the end when there's happens. Because Chinese rules we're counting the stones. So, for
Right.
example, black has a 7 point on the board. So normally black is losing by half point. But if there's a ko on the board, and if black can take the last last dame and the ko, uh, then black actually wins, even though black has 7 points on the board.
Oh, interesting. So there can be a big difference at the end of the game.
Yeah, when there's a ko happen in different rules.
Oh, whereas in the Japanese style counting, there's no real
Mm-hmm.
ko
Yeah, there's
is.
no real. Yeah. Because normally when the odd number, when the odd point on the board, white will take the last move on the board. So in that case, black will have 184 stones on the board, and then black loses half point. But if there's a ko happen, and black will, if black has a lot of ko threats, not only black will win the ko, but also black will take the last move on the board.
Oh, okay.
And then
Right.
yeah, he forced white to not take the ko or the last move on the board. So black can take both, which means black actually get an actual point for the last move because Chinese rules is counting for the stones. Do you understand what I mean?
Yep.
Sort of. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. But this is a Korean rule, so.
Looks like just a couple of moves left.
Mhm. Okay, I think it's Dame right now.
Yep, seems to be just the last couple of moves now.
Mm-hmm.
We'll you want to wait for official word?
Yeah. Okay. So I think the game's still on and hasn't finished yet. Okay, so it's Black's turn. Black's going to take the last gem up on the board. Okay, 54 plus 13, 30, 67.
People in the chat are betting between 1.5 and half point.
73. What was how many points per? Okay, so it's 67. 6 points. Oh, really? Okay, 6 points. Oh. Oh, okay. So let me count again. 55 plus 13. 68. Okay, so 68 for white.
68 for white. On the board or with Comey?
Without Comey. $62 plus 15. 77. How many for white?
68.
Oh, maybe I did wrong. Okay, let me come in. $58 plus 15. 58 plus 73. Oh, maybe it's 1.5 points. Okay. Oh. It's so many capture moves. So it's a lot of capture moves. So I think it's half and 1.5 points. Why doesn't have to connect any? So rest of the moves are dummies.
Yep. That's what it looks like. I think. Yeah. Now's the moment of truth. Now we wait for word from our game recorder or from your friends on your phone.
I think it's 1.5 points. I calculated. Oops. Okay. Sorry for the audience who have laughed already.
Oh, it's okay. They'll hear about it and be like, wait, hold on. And then they'll come back to make sure that they heard you right. And then they'll see that there's like an additional bunch of commentary.
Okay. Oops. It's 1.5 points.
Did you get the notification?
I haven't. I just counted myself. Because the rest of it are dummies.
Hmm. Oh man, they're really making our game recorder work for it. He's got to play all the dame.
Yeah, because I think that they want to count, so that's why they're finishing the game, and then I probably our game recorders are have to follow the moves and make sure there's no mistake at the end because this is super close. White, black, white, black, and white. Oh yeah, so it's an odd number because white plays the last move on the board. So you cannot be 7 points on the board. So it should be 5. So 1.5 points winning by white.
What a game! What do you think about this Dong Yifei person? Is he gonna? He's like 30 something in China, I think.
30? You mean age?
No. What rank in China? I think isn't he in the 30s? I think like he's like 36th best or something like that.
I think he's the for other international champions. I think his rating is the lowest compared with other
Hmm.
Chinese
Yeah. Well,
world
as I
champions.
understand it, Zhou Ruiyang is like Ruiyang is uh fourth, I think, according to Go rankings, like in the international.
Second,
Oh, second.
yeah, I
Oh,
think
I had fourth for world.
I don't. I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, in any case, I just got mine from Go ratings. I don't know how accurate
So
that is.
a lot of people say actually when I was in China in last year in November, we have talked about Dang Yifei recent I mean uh, what should I say this? I don't know the English name of this. So it's like for a lot of the pros, they have some. I'm pretty sure for each player, their record is unstable. So some people are very good at this period or this year, and some people are very low or very high this year. So a lot of pros says Dang Yifei actually in this year he's doing very very well in the international tournament, but
Oh,
actually
okay.
he didn't do very well in the national tournaments. So
Hmm.
I think it's all matters when people are doing better on international tournaments.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Well, this is quite a game. I think I haven't gotten word from our game recorder yet.
Yeah, I think they're pretty much counting right now.
Right.
So we have to wait. But I think at this point, I can conclude white wins.
White wins. Awesome.
Oops, sorry guys for all your confusion.
It's okay. We got more commentary, and everybody likes more commentary. So, and it's more exciting this way. Twists and turns are always better.
Mhm. Okay.
So, yeah, it looks like so we're gonna call it here then.
Yes, for
Okay.
sure.
Okay, for
So
sure.
I win.
Okay, yeah, looks like white by 1.5. That our game recorder has
Keep going on
confirmed
that
that.
one.
So we're gonna call it here. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure that you check out usgo.org for all the updates on our streaming schedule and YouTube schedule. We have a whole lot of stuff coming up real soon. So make sure you're following us there. Once again, I'm just going to say thanks to our game recorder, Alex Weavers, who ended up having to stay up a little bit longer than we thought, and he recorded to the very end, including all the dames. So we're very appreciative of him. Travis Pitchford for helping us out with all this cool technology that you see. Big thanks to Andrew Jackson for help produce this, and of course, the biggest thanks to Stephanie Yin, One Down Professional. Thank you so much for providing the commentary tonight.
Thank you, everyone.
All right, guys, we're out of here for real this time. So, okay, bye. Good night.
Bye. Good night.